Can a truck survive the apocalypse? Well, with the right engine, it can probably drive underwater. So, in this video, we'll be looking at some bulletproof engines that can probably last until the next generation takes over. Starting off with the Cummins 6.7-liter turbo diesel, which hit the market back in 2007. Believe it or not, it's been a decade and a half, and this beauty still runs like a sewing machine. The 6.7-liter is common in a lot of Ram trucks, and comes as an inline-six engine to deliver a range of 370 to 420 horsepower. What some of you probably don't know is that the engine comes with a common rail high-pressure fuel injection system. What does this do? Well, from the name itself, it maximizes fuel efficiency and performance, all while minimizing wear over time. Folks, the Cummins 6.7-liter is built with such precision that it can go over 500,000 miles. Of course, you'll need the regular oil changes and keep up with the maintenance, but it's probably going to be your best investment yet. But if you want to talk about old engines built to last forever, check out the Ford 7.3-liter Power Stroke V8 from 1994. This thing became an instant fan favorite because of how it completely changed the game back then. Imagine a diesel engine from the 90s that was made to last over 500,000 miles, all with a turbocharged direct injection system for fuel efficiency. It was like riding a chariot made for kings. Not a lot of people were familiar with the direct fuel injection technology because it was relatively new. This is why it was such a commercial success. Better combustion efficiency, reduced emissions, and improved performance. What more could you possibly need? Even though production stopped in 2003, newer models of the 7.3-liter made sure that this was one of Ford's best inventions. Don't be too surprised if a truck from the 90s is running smoother than an EV in 2024. You can thank the 7.3-liter for that. But many car fans out there know that old is gold. This is why next up, the Toyota 22R shines as one of the best vintage engines for a truck. The 2.4-liter inline-four engine was produced between 1981 and 1995 and made sure to leave a name for itself. The R family of engines as a whole are known for their reliability and durability. The engine gives between 97 to 109 horsepower and offers a variety of torque depending on what variant we're dealing with. Now, the 22R was an upgrade from the 20R. Everyone who drove a truck was a huge fan of the new variant because of its efficiency. In 1982, Toyota introduced the 22RE, which was an ever bigger upgrade as compared to the 20R. Sure, it isn't recorded to go over 500,000 miles, but 300,000 miles is still a lot, don't you think? But let's praise the 22R for paving the way for some of the best trucks to this day. This engine powered Toyotas like the Hilux and the first-gen Tacoma. There's a reason why the 22R is considered bulletproof. The design proved to be cost-effective too because of how easy repairs can be done. Next up, we got the GMC Duramax 6.6-liter V8, a turbo diesel engine from 2001 that became a primary component in the GMC Sierra HD and Chevrolet Silverado HD. The power and torque on this thing really make it stand out with 445 horsepower, but this 445 horsepower came in the later models of the versions, like the 2017 LSP. And sure, old is gold, but with newer versions comes more advanced technology. This is why some of these newer engines can last you a lifetime. So the LSP came with an electronically controlled variable vane turbocharger, which is basically a fancier word to say it enhances power output all while reducing carbon emissions. As for fuel consumption, you can look at the high-pressure common rail direct injection system. One thing that sets the LSP apart from most engines is the air intake system designed to deliver cooler air to the engine. After all, those GMCs and Chevys are used so roughly that it needs a whole igloo under the hood to keep things from getting too hot. With the LSP and 6.6-liter V8, you're looking at around 300,000 miles easily. That is, if it's properly maintained, of course. At number 5, there's the newer stock of Detroit diesel engines, particularly the DD15. Ever since its launch in 2008, it's gone through a ton of upgrades and iterations, with the latest being the Gen 5 introduced in 2021. 14.8-liter displacement in an inline-six engine, up to 505 horsepower, and a swirl piston for combustion engine efficiency. What more could a human being need? The piston alone improved fuel economy by 3% as compared to the earlier models. The design is simplified to the point where anyone can get repairs done at home. The oil and fuel filters are placed above the frame rails, which means that drivers don't have to go all the way to the mechanic for something as simple as a filter change. Moving on to the Chevrolet small block V8. Its name is rather ironic. Just because it has the word small in it doesn't mean it should be taken lightly. In fact, the series influenced the American automotive industry since it was introduced in 1955. The small block was created and designed by Ed Cole to give a lightweight feel to a compact V8. As the years went by, so did the models and additions of the small block. The 5.7 liter was one of the widely used ones in Chevy trucks because it had a bunch of configurations like a carbureted and fuel-injected variant. The thing is, the small block wasn't just built for trucks. It powered sedans and sports cars too. Top 4 already, huh? Guess this is a good time to talk about the Dodge 5.9 liter Magnum V8. Like the small block, it also had a huge impact on the world of vehicles since 1992. Magnums are known to be firehouses when it comes to high performance and durability, especially in Dodge and Chryslers. The power and torque may be low, but newer models have better averages. The good thing about this engine is that the trucks can be used for everyday drives instead of constantly going through rough terrain and dragging a lot of weight. The Magnum series is also really simple in design, which means easy repairs and maintenance. They might not be popular to this day, but they still stand as an engine with very high durability. Too bad the advanced technology made the Magnum series a rare item these days. What are some of these advanced and more powerful engines? Take a look at the PACCAR MX-13 for starters. The 12.9 liter inline-6 diesel engine is built for heavy duty and only heavy duty. You'll be seeing a lot of fleet operators with the MX-13 because of its performance, low cost, and reliability. Like the Cummins engine, it uses a common rail fuel injection system which works at pressures up to 2,500 bar. The horsepower can also go up to 500 depending on what variant you pick, but with PACCARs. Let's just say the MX-13 is the strongest one yet. Speaking of new technology, this thing meets Euro 6 emission standards with exhaust gas recirculation and selective catalytic reduction. The compact graphite iron cylinder block also improves strength. Why isn't this one called bulletproof? How about a 13-liter heavy-duty diesel engine for a change? The Mack MP8 can go up to 505 horsepower and makes other engines look like a Cadillac L62. The good old MP8 has its own toys like the variable geometry turbocharger, which optimizes performance based on the engine's speed and load. Fuel efficiency and power are obviously a given, especially with the help of yet another common rail fuel injection system. But get this, the wave piston design is kind of new and is as environment friendly as it gets. Guess what? It even meets EPA 2017 and GHG 17 regulations. It's practically killing two birds with one stone. You get an industrial plant of an engine, all while saving the environment. After all, you'll need this planet if you want to see the full lifespan of this engine. Lastly, it's safe to say that this list needed the 5.3 liter V8 of the Chevrolet Silverado 1500. The Ecotech 3 has practically everything a truck needs: power efficiency, cost effectiveness, and of course durability. The DFM system allows the engine to operate in 17 different patterns between 2 to 8 cylinders. The fuel economy is out of this world, and it even has a 10-speed automatic transmission. This video could go forever talking about the 5.3 liter, but the question is, what engine do you think was missing on this list? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.